Friends, good morning everybody. As you can see, the rain from yesterday is now gone, and that is basically perfect conditions to get out there and to, get outside of the city and explore a little bit of the nature around here. We're gonna do a few cool things like horse riding, having some lunch, and then we're also gonna visit a few very nice locations out there. But first we gotta wait for our driver. If you're in Bishkek and then head east for 2 hours, you will reach the beautiful Chon Kemin National Park with its broad valley between majestic mountain ranges. In this video, we will take a little tour in that national park and go to a historically significant place around 1 hour away from it. Join me on my journey through Chon Kemin. So as you can see, I'm sitting here in the car of my guide who is currently buying some water. And yes, we're gonna head straight out into the direction of Burana, which is like you'll see anyway. It's about 1 hour, 1.5 hour ride, and then we're already out there in the beautiful nature of Kyrgyzstan. So as you can see, we're outside of the city, and while on this side right here we still have the view to Kyrgyzstan, somewhere on the other side we have Kazakhstan actually. So we're driving very close to the border. It's basically just following along a river. Probably still have around 50 minutes something to the Burana Tower. So far, landscape pretty much as you would expect it to be, nothing that special, but finally some nice roads. There were a few dust roads in between, so those can get quite bumpy and dusty, of course. But there's a lot of road work being done. You always see a lot of construction sites, and at some point everything will be as beautiful as this road. So it is quite interesting as you're constantly basically going along the border of Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan, and at some point you even end up on a little segment that is like between two bridges where you're suddenly illegally crossing the border. Anyway, we're now back in Kyrgyzstan after this tiny segment, and we just stopped in a place, or in front of a place that is called Tokmok, and they have this, old jet thing right here. Maybe it's a Soviet jet, and a little park around it. And just wanted to show you that one. Like as of right now, it is 18 or 19 kilometers further to Burana, and that is where our first stop is going to be. Just gonna, take a look at that very historical site actually. Anyway, let's go across that street again without being run over. The city itself isn't particularly that exciting, but it used to be one of the most important industrial cities in the Kyrgyz SSR, and also had a big Air Force base, which explains the plane at the city's entrance. Alright, welcome to the city of Balasagun, as it was called. Or, at least what's left of it. There's actually not much left. We have this tower, which we will shortly take a closer look at. And around here, like this was once a city. You gotta imagine this to be a city, There was this tower from a mosque and things, and there was a palace, which is now just, batch of dirt, like a little hill. So yeah, it's not really that much left, but it is a place of cultural significance, especially when Islam was coming here, the religion of Islam. And this tower that you see right here is actually the minaret from the mosque that they once built here. It was higher at some point, but there was an earthquake, so now it's like only half the size of what it used to be. It was 46 meters before, and now it's, definitely less than that. There's also like some kind of graveyard in this direction, I guess. So probably also gonna take a look at that. Alright, it's time to go up this tower. Well, this staircase is probably not that ancient. There you go. So this staircase goes up to this kind of height, and then you take the original stairs. There you go. Wow. You've seen a lot of steep steps in my video already, but I feel like those are something else. If anybody tries to pass us, we're gonna have a very bad time. All right. So yeah, you can imagine this tower to be a little bit higher, but then you could overlook basically the entire city, or you can just, imagine me as an imam who's here for the call of prayer. The beard slowly looks like that. That's how it was back then. Except that you had first of all, higher tower, and of course also like a little bit more of a room there. There's a few more things to see in this direction. The other side is just empty these days, except the graveyard. All right, now it seems like everybody's up here, but at least that means we can go down again. There you go. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to imagine what this place may have once looked like, because, for example, as I already said before, there was like a huge palace here. There is a museum right here where you're sadly, not allowed to take photos or film or things. So I can't really show you anything from there, but they had a few pictures of what it, approximately looked like. As you might have noticed, we're going into the direction of those stones, and take a look what that is. It's actually all kinds of stone statues from this region here. As you can see, like this one is beautifully carved out, while that one over here, for example, is just something carved into the stone. It also, looks like very much Chinese to me. I don't know. And it's a whole lot of statues like that they found all around the region here. Look at that. Now this looks like a gravestone, and it has something written in Arabic. I don't know if it's like actually gravestones or just, some way shrine or something right here. But it's very, very nice. Anyway, I feel like it's time for me to find my guide again and to get going further towards the mountains of Chon Kemin. Right, so as you can see, I switched cameras because this is the important part, and the part where it's probably a little bit hard to, fumble around with the huge camera. We're out here somewhere, and we have our horses and our guide, who's going to guide us through this valley right here, Chon Kemin. And that's pretty much everything I can say for now. It's been a while since I've been riding a horse, so I basically start from zero again. Gotta see how that goes.
So from the left leg,
Leg?
hold there, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
First rule, don't afraid of the horse. You are the boss. Show him your character.
All right.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Wow. Gotta go a little bit in this direction. This is gonna be crazy. So these people here, of course, they're pros, as usually, people who, especially the ones who grow up on the village, they basically learn the skill of horse riding pretty much at the same time where they also learn how to walk. The horses are getting impatient.
Look at this.
I'm very far away from that. Wow. There we have some cows. Hello. So this is the way how you travel around here in the villages. As a nomad. I don't know if you can see how much this is shaking right now, but definitely gotta make sure to keep your balance on this. This is the way how Kyrgyzstan should be discovered. Look at me, professional horse riding nomad. So I did some horseback riding when I was a child, when I was still living in Austria. You know, I was going to some horse place, like I think it was twice a week, but I don't remember. But you know, it was like mostly doing some fun tricks on horses and stuff, actually. And only a few times we really rode out into the wilderness. But this wilderness is of course absolutely not comparable with what we're seeing here. Absolutely not. And in the other direction, you can see the city. Bit less reliable than cars, those horses, every now and then. Bit of water ahead. Let's hope that we do not fall here. Was a bit shaky, but we managed. Makes this video of course less fun, but better for me. Now we can see the cities in the valley again. A little house right there, a little local village house. The other horse is drinking here. And we go down here. There you go. How nice. Yeah. Such a lovely place, really. Chon Kemin Valley. This is fun, really. I forgot how fun it was. I do wonder how old I was. You know, I moved back to Germany when I was 11. So, I don't know. Maybe I was like 8, 9, something like that. Maybe even 7, who knows? Man, that's crazy. It's a crazy long time. And now look at me, like, who knows, 21 years later? Being back on a horse, going through Kyrgyzstan. My 7-year-old self would have probably not believed me. Just have the mountains on one side, and on the other side we actually have a forest which can contain a lot of animals which you're not supposed to hunt. There's a sign. So there are those fruits on the tree here, and apparently you can eat them. No idea what that is, but here it goes.
We call it dolono, but I am not really sure what's in English.
Dolono?
Yeah.
Okay.
We call it dolono.
Never heard of that before. Has a little bit of a sweet taste, but not really definable. It's okay. Those are different ones. Those are probably not to eat. Let's not try. Okay, so we're going up here, going towards the forest. We made it to a little pine tree forest here on the mountain. And you can already notice that the air is getting quite different, you know, especially from city life, of course. And it's also getting a bit colder up here, but with a jacket totally possible. And it's like such fresh air. Well, if you ignore the horse's farts, of course, but the mountain air, no matter where, always hits different. Look at that. That is quite something, really. Like, we already went so far up, that's also very nice. We already have such a fantastic view. Gotta be honest, if I would walk that, I wouldn't walk that. We made it up here to a mountain, have a little rest for the horses, and we are going to take a look around at the panorama. Because as you may have already seen, we have the city, like the valley with the river and everything on one side right here. And then we have the mountain with a beautiful, probably pine forest over there in this direction. I'm really, really glad that I did that today. It's really been a long time, and I'm happy that I can still somehow survive on a horse, and now I kind of feel like I do want to do that more often, you know. The mountains and the fog right here. And like down there, it's also like a little bit hazy. So not 100% visibility, I would say, but certainly better than just rain or something would be. So beautiful, really. So now it is time to go all the way down again. And apparently that is a little bit more of a challenge because you really got to be sure to keep your balance. Definitely a bit more shaky than the way up, gotta say. And yes, the horseback like very much goes from left to right, therefore your saddle, and you gotta keep your balance by using those foot things there, those stirrups or whatever they're called. But possible, manageable. So here on the way back, at some points he just becomes a little bit unhinged, and then we're galloping for whatever reason. Shaken, not stirred. What a ride. Crazy. Horse is back here, and so are we. Let me tell you, that was quite something. Actually, my knees hurt quite a lot because, you know, you do have to balance a lot, and therefore you're like very much cramped in there somehow. But we managed. Dream team. All right. So now we're invited to some lunch. A little bit late lunch, but still counts. So let's see what we get. Shoes come off and stay right here. And we go enter this place. Wow. Look at this beautiful house here. I do recognize that. Do you? From the last video. We have the classic pelmeni, as we already know them. This is, yeah, probably straightforward, just meat with potatoes. Then we have our favorite chak-chak right here. Not entirely sure what this is. A little salad, jam. Maybe it's out of this fruit that we just tasted on the way. And we got some grapes. And tea, of course. Essential. Okay, so what was that called again? I already forgot.
Borsuk.
Borsuk. Okay.
Borsuk.
So how do you eat that? Show us.
So it's not like traditional thing, but most people in Kyrgyzstan, they like to eat like this, especially it should be soup. And you pull inside, you pull it, and after you.
Gotta go try that as well, you know. We're here to learn. We just rip this part off, or should it be a little bit more? Oh, there you go. That's better. Just gotta be careful because it's hot. That soup right there. That works. Very nice. If you just go to restaurants and don't have experiences like that, you don't learn that kind of things. Let me tell you, those potatoes right here, they're like really, really insanely good. It's a true village potato. It's not like those that you get in the restaurants or somewhere around there. Like, it does have a different flavor. It really has a different flavor. Not that other potatoes that we have in Germany or wherever are not good, but this one, wow. Entirely different deal, let me tell you. So yeah, it's getting a little bit less, you know, there's still quite a lot happening on this table. So I don't know. Maybe we're just gonna meet my classic end with chak-chak again, you know, just like last time. No, I'll try to hold myself back. All right, we're leaving this place behind. I'm quite full yet again. However, this time I did not make the mistake to eat the entire chak-chak. So we're still good. And now it's all the way back to Bishkek. We made it back to Bishkek. It was actually a very long drive, but yeah, everything today was just totally worth it. I really enjoyed this a lot. I hope you did as well. But I really do feel my legs now. My legs and a little bit in the back as well, and some, you know, muscles that you don't even know exist. So you just gotta be prepared for that in case you go horse riding here. So that's pretty much it, and I would say it was a very nice first excursion out here into the wilderness of Kyrgyzstan. And you know, there's, well, it's a little bit dark in here, let's not film there. But there's still such a lot out there, and in the next videos we will finally go leave Bishkek for longer and explore whatever is around the Issyk Lake. So I hope you're still there for that. And that leaves me with nothing else to say except thank you so much for watching, and let's get out of here.